A 1-1 draw today away at Dunston. What did you make of the performance?
First off, I thought there were major room for improvement. Second off, we've sort of took the game to them, asked our lads to make them defend, basically just to ask the question, which we didn't do in the first half. And to be fair, they've done that, so they deserve to get something out of the game. So I'm pleased with that.
Do you feel there's anything in the first half that contributed to the sort of below standard performance?
The conditions are difficult, and I know this is probably a bit of a cop-out, but it may sound like a cop-out, but it's not. The conditions are difficult, do you know what I mean? It's a bobbly, soft pitch. Let's face it, we like to move the ball. So we've tried to do that, and obviously things are coming up, bouncing it in people, in shins, do you know what I mean? So it's as usual game plan, it was difficult to process that today. So that's why we had a little bit of a reassessment at half time, and we said, right then, we are going to have to use as other armoury. We're going to have to use the big lads. We're going to have to get them both inside rather than like Anson being out wide. Get them both inside. Get somebody in between them who can go and run in behind. And we've asked them to play a little bit differently, which they've done. And obviously they've got something out of the game. Like, to be fair, second half, we've caused them a lot more problems than they've caused us. So yeah, 1-1's probably a fair result. On they probably won the first half, we probably won the second. So that's probably a fair result.
Do you feel with the unbeaten record in the players' mind, do you think that contributed at all?
Probably, because everybody knows it's there. Obviously we equalled it last week, and everybody knows it's there, and obviously it's such a feat, do you know what I mean? This record's been going for 50 years, so it's major, do you know what I mean? Don't come round every day, and what the boys have done don't come round every day, do you know what I mean? Like, they've been magnificent, and not magnificent in patches, consistently, week in, week out. So it's absolute credit to them. Do you know what I mean? Everybody tied with the club. Do you know what I mean? It's been a fantastic season, and the boys deserve it.
You mentioned the record there, a 50-year record. How does it feel to achieve what we've achieved this season?
It's quite unbelievable, to be fair. It's just like things happen in games. Sometimes your chips are down in games, and it's happened to us during this 50-year record. I've 32 games, 33 games now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we've had games where we might not have played as best. Things might have happened off the pitch that affect it. Things might have happened on the pitch that affect it. But they've come through for 33 games. Impressive.
It had to be him grabbing his 40th goal of the season, hugely getting back into the game. Just a word on him.
He's been fantastic. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that's scoring that amount of goals, applaud it to him. Do you know what I mean? He's been fantastic, and do you know what I mean? He's worth his weight in gold, because let's face it, the hardest thing in the game is to put the ball in the net, and when you've got somebody who can contribute as much as he can, as much as he has done with the goals, it's fantastic. But not even that, just him being around the place, do you know what I mean? We see it with all the fans, like, it's fantastic. So yeah, he's done fantastic. We're really pleased with him.
We've had to grind out the result today, especially at the end, with the red card and a makeshift back four. But does that show the togetherness of the side that they've grinded out the result?
There's strength and depth in the squad, so we've got a lot of experience in there, so people can drop into places that they're not, might be the first choice or even second choice positions, or last choice as it comes to think. But do you know what I mean? Like, we've got that in abundance. Do you know what I mean? Throughout the squad, we've got people who can drop in places. We've got people that played plenty of games in the Football League or at an higher level, so they've gone out and earned the stars and stripes, and they're coming here and they're showing what they've learned, and yeah, they might have to show something that they're not used to, but they can do it because they've been around a bit and they know the game. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
Speaking of last choices, you came on at right back today. How did that feel?
Yeah, awkward. I thought I did all right, to be fair. No, it is. Well, obviously, with what's gone off in the game, you're laughing. Yeah, I can see you here. With what's gone off in the game, obviously, it's just come down to me having to drop in at right back. Do you know what I mean? I felt comfortable dropping in there. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? We have to coach all the players in all the positions. So, like, you'd like to think you know the majority of the job roles and what's required from that job role. So it's just a case of getting that knowledge and just taking it out onto the pitch. So yeah, pleased.
It's a quick turnaround from Monday's game against Carlton. Is there anything the side are going to do to prepare for that, with the 48 hours between?
Well, they've just got to rest up, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? There's no time to do anything. Like, people be Easter weekend, it was nice to spend a bit of time with the families. Do you know what I mean? You get a long weekend off, and then football takes up majority of it. So yeah, people will have the day tomorrow with the families, and then hopefully they're all fresh to go on Monday. But they will do the professional bunch, so they'll know how to look after themselves and look after their bodies. So yeah, comfortable with that.